I'm about to tell you the one thing that has been keeping you broke for 3 years straight, and when you finally figure it out, you'll make more progress in 6 months than in those entire 3 years combined. It has absolutely nothing to do with chart patterns, indicators, or any secret strategy. What I'm about to show you is so stupidly obvious that you're probably going to be angry at yourself for not seeing it sooner. But before I reveal what it is, you need to understand exactly how this trap works. Because if you don't recognize it, you're going to stay stuck forever. 3 years. That's how long most traders spend in what I call trader purgatory. Not successful enough to make money, but not failing hard enough to quit. Just stuck. They'd blow a small account, deposit again, and say, "This time will be different," and start over. Rinse and repeat, month after month, year after year. They've read every book, watched every YouTube video, tried every strategy that promised to be the answer. Breakouts, reversals, scalping, swing trading. They might have even tried trading based on moon phases at one point. And where did all this effort get them? Exactly nowhere. They are like a hamster on a wheel. Lots of movement, zero progress. But here's what makes it worse. They think they're doing everything right. They study, learn, and even put in the work. Except they are not. Most traders are actually doing the one thing that guarantees they'll never escape the beginner phase. And the crazy part? Almost every struggling trader is making the same mistake right now. Including you, probably. What is this mistake? Well, it has a name, and once you hear it, everything is going to click into place. Welcome to Stick Trader Mind, where we master the right mindset for trading. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. It's called Permanent Exploration Mode, and it's destroying your trading career right now. Here's how it works. You've been trading for 6 months, maybe a year. You understand the basics. Support, resistance, candlesticks. You're not a complete rookie anymore. You feel like you're making progress, but you're still not making money. Or worse, you're break even. 1 good month, 3 bad months. You're stuck, and you have no idea why. So what do? You hit a losing streak and immediately think, this strategy doesn't work. I need to find a better one. So you switch. You find a new approach. You test it for 20 trades, maybe 30. It works for a few trades, then it stops working. So you switch again. Then again. Then again. Count them up. How many strategies have you tried in the last year? 5? 10? Maybe 15? And you're still exactly where you started. Here's the truth you need to hear. You think you're searching for the right strategy. You're not. You're hitting the reset button over and over, and every time you reset, you go back to square zero. You're not building skill. You're sabotaging yourself. It's like trying to learn guitar by practicing 20 different songs for a week each. You'll never actually get good at playing any of them. You'll just stay permanently mediocre at everything. But here's where it gets really twisted. You tell yourself, I just haven't found the right strategy yet. Once I find the perfect one, everything will click. And you know what? You're probably right. A better strategy might exist. But here's what's going to blow your mind. It doesn't matter. Because here's the secret the pros don't tell you. Any profitable strategy will make you money if you actually execute it with discipline. You don't need a 75% win rate. You don't need some mythical holy grail setup. You need a 50 to 60% win rate strategy that you've mastered so completely that you can trade it in your sleep. A fortune can be built with a 50% win rate. But you don't believe that, do you? You want 80%. You want guaranteed winners. You want a strategy that almost guarantees profitability, so you keep searching. Meanwhile, the trader next to you is printing money with a boring 55% win rate strategy. Why? Because they've taken 500 trades with it. They know every nuance, every weakness, every edge case. You've taken 20 trades with 15 different strategies. Who do you think is profitable? But it gets worse, way worse. Because the strategy hopping is just a symptom of the real disease. Let me paint a picture. I'm going to describe your daily routine, and I want you to tell me if this sounds familiar. You wake up. You watch a YouTube video about trading. You scroll through Twitter. You're in 3 Discord servers. You've got 15 tabs open researching better entry techniques. You're following 20 traders who all trade differently. You're consuming information like it's your job. And you think this is progress. You think you're learning. You're not learning. You're procrastinating. You're addicted to the feeling of learning something new. It makes you feel productive without the scary part, actually putting money on the line. Because knowing things and being able to execute under pressure are completely different skills. The market doesn't pay you for knowledge, it pays you for skill. And skill only comes one way: repetition. One setup, traded over and over, through good conditions and bad, through wins and losses, until it becomes second nature. But here's the part that's gonna sting. Let me show you what's really happening when you strategy hop. You start with strategy A. You take 20 trades. You win 7, lose 13. You're down money. Strategy A doesn't work. You switch to strategy B. You take 20 trades. Win 8, lose 12. Still down. Strategy B doesn't work either. Now you're trying strategy C. Same result. You think you're testing to find what works. But here's the truth that's going to hurt. 20 trades isn't enough to know if a strategy works. 50 trades isn't enough. Even 100 trades is just barely starting to show you something real. But you never get there, because you quit at trade 20 and start over. And here's the part that's even more brutal. Every strategy has losing streaks. Even the best setups in the world lose 40% of the time. Some lose 50% and are still wildly profitable. But when you're only 20 trades deep, you don't know what a normal losing streak looks like. You hit 5 losses in a row and panic. You think it's broken. It's not broken. You just hit normal variance. But you don't stick around long enough to find out. You abandon ship right when you're about to break through. And the cycle continues. I have bad news for you. The perfect strategy you're looking for doesn't exist. But I also have good news, and this is where everything changes. Professional traders don't do what you do. They pick one setup. They commit to it. They trade it in bull markets and bear markets. They trade it through winning streaks and brutal losing streaks. They don't abandon it after 20 trades because they understand something you don't. They need data. They learn when it works and when it doesn't. They develop a feel you simply cannot get from 20 trades. And that feel? That's what makes them profitable. They master one thing. Their strategy becomes like a reflex, like a limb of their own body. Executing it becomes automatic. Less stress, more discipline, more comfort. Meanwhile, you're trying to master 10 different strategies at once, switching every time things get hard. You're trying to be good at everything. They're trying to be elite at one thing. You're a generalist. They're a specialist. And in trading, specialists win. Generalists stay broke. Think about anything else you've ever gotten good at. Did you get good by trying 20 different approaches for a week each? Or did you pick one way, go deep, and practice until it became automatic? Trading is no different, but traders treat it like it is. They think they can get good by dabbling, by trying a little of this and a little of that. You can't. And it's costing you everything. Now here's where I need to get honest with you about what happens. After 3 years of aimless movement, it's time to finally make a decision that can change everything. Pick one setup. It could be anyone. A simple breakout with momentum confirmation. Nothing fancy, nothing secret, just a pattern that's been around forever. Here's the deal. 6 months. One setup. No switching. Even if you lose money, even if it feels boring, even if you see other traders posting wins with different strategies, the first month will be difficult. You'll lose money. Your brain will scream to switch to something new, something better. Commit and stay. By month 6, you'll start to discover things about your strategy. You'll know when to take a trade and when to pass. You'll know what makes a trade high probability and what makes it weak. That's real skill. The magic isn't in the setup. The magic is in the commitment. If you actually commit to one strategy for 6 months, here's what you need to prepare for. The first few weeks will feel exciting. New beginning. Fresh start. You're motivated. Then it's going to get boring. Really boring. You're going to see the same setup over and over. You're going to want something new. Then you're going to hit a losing streak. You're going to want to quit. You're going to see other traders posting big wins with different strategies. You're going to feel FOMO, serious FOMO. You're going to question everything. This is where most traders break. This is where they go back to exploration mode. This is where they stay stuck forever. Don't do that. Push through. Keep trading your setup. The boredom? That's actually a good sign. It means you're doing the work that matters. The losing streak? That's teaching you what doesn't work. The FOMO? That's just your brain trying to keep you comfortable. Ignore all of it. Stay committed. Because what happens next is going to change your entire trading career. By month 3, you'll start noticing things. You'll see your setup forming before it's obvious to others. You'll know which ones to take and which ones to skip without even thinking about it. You'll feel a difference. By month 6, you'll be a completely different trader. Not because you know more, but because you've developed real skill. And skill is what separates beginners from professionals. The shift isn't from learning to knowing more. The shift is from learning to doing, from consuming to executing, from theory to practice. Most traders never make that shift. They stay in learning mode because it feels safe. It feels productive. And most importantly, it's not scary. Actually doing is scary. Losing real money is scary. Committing to something that might not work is scary. So they hide in learning mode forever. Don't be like them. Here's what you need to accept. You're ready right now. You already know enough. You know what a trend is. You know support and resistance. You know how to set a stop loss. You know position sizing. That's enough. Everything else is noise. You don't need more information, you need more execution. So here's what you're going to do. Step 1. Pick your setup. Just 1. Not 3. Not 5. 1. Step 2. Write down the exact rules. Make it so clear a complete beginner could follow it. Entry criteria, exit criteria, risk management, everything. Step 3. Trade only that setup for the next 6 months. Don't switch. Don't add new setups. Don't get distracted by what you see on social media. Step 4. Track, journal, and review every trade. Step 5. Don't evaluate if it's working until you hit 100 trades minimum. Don't change the rules until 100 trades. Just execute. Build the skill. This is how you escape the beginner phase, not by learning more. By committing to one thing and going deep. By building real skill instead of collecting information. By becoming a specialist instead of staying a generalist forever. When you do this, something shifts. You stop feeling like a beginner. You stop second-guessing. You stop looking for the next strategy. You become confident. You know what you're doing. You trust your process. And that confidence shows up in your results. The market rewards mastery. It punishes dabbling. You've been dabbling long enough. 6 months. 1 setup. That's all it takes. If you're still watching, you're in the small percentage of traders who actually want to make it. But this video isn't going to make you profitable. You have to commit. You have to do the work. You have to stop hitting the reset button and start building real skill. The choice is simple. Stay stuck in exploration mode forever, or commit to one thing and finally escape. The beginner phase isn't about knowledge. It's about commitment. And commitment is a choice you make right now. So what's it going to be? Subscribe to the channel.